Hey, what's up, Chasta? Baby Huey here, 1077 The Bone with Richard Patrick of Filter.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, we're going to geek out a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
We're just here to make you really uncomfortable.
Okay, well then.
Mostly her than me.
I better brace myself.
I'm very good at this. Okay, so you played Bone Bash. So our radio station is 1077 The Bone.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, we had Bone Bash with Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, and Filter.
Right
And us two, we're 90s kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we really wanted to talk to you, but we were so freaked out.
So we did the meet and greet with Alice Cooper and Rob Zombie,
Yeah.
and we're hanging out backstage getting ready to do our stage announcements.
Right.
And you were just standing there off to the side, and we're like, should we go up and say
Should
hi?
we?
Because we did a phone interview, I think, like 8 years prior, but we're like, do we bother him? Like we were just scared.
approachable.
I know.
It's not a you problem, it's an us problem. Okay.
So we're excited to talk to you now in person 13 months later.
Exactly,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
And the reason is because, like I said, like Filter was a really big band for us, but like the fabric of our raising,
Yeah.
you know, and so it was really cool because we should have been working that event, but we were side stage, and then we were taking pictures and like video and stuff. It was a really cool moment. So
That's
thank you for doing that for
sorry.
us.
I'm glad you played hooky for us.
We did, yeah. We will always do that for you.
So for you, I mean, one, just how was that tour with Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper?
that's a
It
trip.
was fun. I mean, you know, everybody it was friends, you know, and there wasn't we're like we've got our rig is so small and our footprint is so easy to get on stage because it's been like that for a couple of years that we get in, play for 30 minutes and get out and we are gone within 6 minutes. Our gear,
6
everything.
minutes.
Our gear, everything is off stage in 6 minutes.
Well,
I
we
was
saw
gonna
that.
say-
We watched that.
We did watch that. I was gonna say, in comparison to Alice and Rob, though, I mean, like anybody's stage presence is very small.
Well, they have so much production, and their shows are so
Elaborate.
expansive
Yeah.
and elaborate that we were just like, we're gonna be the exact opposite. We're gonna come on, we're gonna play our rock concert and get off and like have a great time. And like be a small footprint and make it easy for these guys. And I think that's why they asked us back because we literally are like, we're gonna give them 30 minutes of exactly what they want to hear, and then we'll get out of their way. And then of course Ministry comes on, and they're super loud and super aggressive.
Yes.
They were. I mean, people in the pit. It was
four great bands.
It
Yeah.
was 4 great
And
bands.
then Alice Cooper is a living legend.
Yeah.
And then Rob is the consummate showman. And it was just super fun because we would get off stage and like we would go watch these guys every night. And Land of Rape and Honey changed my life when I heard Land of Rape and Honey.
Wow.
So for Al Jorgensen to buddy around with him and be a friend of his, and at one point, there was a time when he's like, "Hey, Rich, you want to listen to the new Ministry record? Come on my bus."
Oh, wow.
And he sat there literally
Oh my
holding
God.
me like
Were
that.
you tripping? Were you like?
He was, but I was not. But
he was actually tripping. You don't trip.
Yeah. But he was.
But
He was having a blast, and he was playing me the whole brand new Ministry record, and I was like sitting there like my 17-year-old self is flipping out because Ministry is.
So you had the moment with Ministry that we had with you.
Yeah, that's
I was
kind of
gonna say I had that moment with Green Day like
7
7 years ago. I got Mike and Trey play a little bit of Revolution Radio before
That's
it's
right.
released. So I get that.
Yeah.
How awesome it is to hear an album before the rest of the world.
He's like, "I love this song. Check it out," and he's singing into my ear what the song is, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" Yeah, it was really fun. It was a blast.
I was gonna say it sounds like a Wayne's World moment.
Yes.
We
Well,
had,
but then Alice Cooper shows up, and you're like, Wayne's literally Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Yeah.
So,
Like it's called Milwaukee, isn't it, Alice?
so that same night, Chasta and I think after we did a stage announcement,
we had to go to the bathroom.
We had to go to the bathroom. So
Yeah.
we went downstairs at the Concord Pavilion, and we're walking down the stairs, and literally we're staying to the right, and all of a sudden we see all of Rob. Was it Rob? No,
it was Alice.
Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
His wife, the whole crew.
The whole crew coming up the stairs in line in unison.
Yeah.
And we're like walking down like opposite direction, but we're like, oh my, they're about to go on stage.
And
so
what do you say?
Yeah.
We're like, have a good show.
we're like, hi, and we
Yeah.
just kept like a head down, like it was just trippy. But like after they passed, you and I stopped and like,
we're not worthy.
Yeah.
Thank God we
It's
didn't do
fully
that to
that.
him.
I didn't do it, but it's funny. Like if you say like, "Hey, can I get a selfie with you real quick, Alice?" He's like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Pretend you're choking me, or I'll pretend
He
I'm
did that to
choking
me
you."
too.
Yeah.
He did that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's his trademark thing. He's like, "I pretend I'm choking you." All right, here we go.
We all have our thing, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
But Rob is really cool, and Sherry, his wife, was there the
Yeah.
whole
Yes,
time, and
yeah.
we've all become. We call it summer camp at this point because
Yeah.
we've done it 2 years in a row, and I hope we get to do it a third time, but who
It's
knows?
such a solid
But
solid
yeah,
show.
It is, and it's all business. Everyone's a pro.
Yeah.
There's no goofing around. We're all in our. I'm the youngest. Like of the singers, I'm the youngest.
You're the
Yeah.
baby.
I'm 56, but
Yeah.
my bandmates are in their 40s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're pros. We get in there. We have a blast. We get out. Everything's amazing. We just make it super easy and have fun, and that's
Yeah.
what touring should be like.
Yeah.
Like just get in there and have a great time and get out.
It's
and,
funny that you
know.
talk about like being the youngest. Obviously, like Alice represents a different time and place.
Totally. Yeah.
For us, like the 90s, the TRL generation, that was our
Yeah,
time and place,
yeah.
and you played a big role in that.
Yeah.
Like that was such an important time
Mhm.
that I don't think yet gets its like space and time
Mhm.
yet. But I
Yeah.
think in 20, 30 years, people will look at it as they looked at the 60s and 70s. What does
Mhm.
it feel like to you to play such a big role in that time and space?
I love it. The 90s rocked. You know, like they were amazing, and it was the pinnacle of civilization. It was.
Oh, I love that.
It
That's
really
so
was
good.
because 9/11 came, and then
Yeah.
the internet was born,
Yeah.
and all this misinformation is out there. People
Yeah.
are fighting. It's divided.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like it really does feel like the ending of like an epic time in
It's
America.
the last of a beautiful time.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really was.
it
The
really
90s
was.
was innocent, y'all. It was
That's
Pre-social media.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you cared about politics, but not really.
Yeah.
Like not real. Like
We cared about what Bill Clinton's sexual life was.
he was
like,
cool. He was doing his
yeah.
thing.
you know.
He was
and-
playing his,
Yeah.
horn on Arsenio
It's-
Hall.
Yeah.
It was.
Feels like a simple time.
It was a simpler time. It was easy, and now it's just like this. Yeah, man. Ever since who got in there, like,
Yeah.
We know.
We know. We know.
it's been kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't like it.
I-
I miss and love the 90s. So to be a part of the 90s I was a lucky boy because I quit Nine
Yep.
Nine
Yeah,
Inch Nails.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the balls of myself. like I was so determined to be like my own singer and my own songwriter
Mhm.
that and this was right before they got their massive Interscope push
Right,
Yeah.
right.
into
sure.
with Closer and
Mhm.
and,
Yeah.
and March of the Pigs and all and Hurt
Yeah. Yeah.
and I quit in such a way that like I was no coming back. Like it was but I love Trent, and he's been a super close friend of mine for
Cool.
like 20 years now because I'm like, dude, how many people came from Cleveland,
Yeah, right.
Ohio,
Right.
and made it and like are living these lives? And
You got to stay
you know,
together, yeah.
and he's super supportive and sweet, and our kids have played together, and
That's great.
so like all of that being said, like to do Filter and to like have it actually work and to have like hits
Mhm.
Yeah.
plural and to be like, wow, this is people really like this. This is good. I'm onto something. You know what I
It's
mean?
impactful. Like you made an
Yeah.
impact on people's lives.
Yeah.
Well, and then you said, it was, challenging, but also exciting to
Yeah.
leave a small town and make it
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
But not just you, your older brother as well.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, your household, like, it's so rare that two people
Yeah.
go on
Make
to
it.
do
And
big things, acting and
there's
music.
there's no help from either or you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
Yeah. yeah.
there's no nepotism like
Gotcha.
it at
Okay.
all. It was two random kids from Cleveland that were
Mhm.
like, well, I'm gonna make it music. Cool. I'm gonna make it in the movies. Cool. Like
what are the
like
odds of that?
I know.
and Robert went out there and he started acting in the 80s.
Yep.
And he got like a Roger Corman movie. Then he moved up and he was in Die Hard 2 and
Yes.
he had a line. This was the big thing.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
an actual line in the
Then
movie.
he's in the Union.
Yeah, put
Yeah.
him in the Union, and then James Cameron's like, I think I like you. I think I want to take you and make you the new Terminator. And he took him to Die Hard 2. And Robert turns around and says, "A sitting duck." That was his line in Die Hard 2. And James like, "I love your look, bro. I love your look. It's good." And he became an actor. And the funny thing was, I'm on Lollapalooza with 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Lollapalooza became this massive tour.
Yes.
It was all of a sudden this insane tour. And 9 Inch Nails was making it and like a bigger band now.
Yeah.
And so my mom and dad were literally in the summer of 91, 92, like, what the hell did we do? My mom and dad were just like, what are we doing?
What did your mom and dad do? What
they
was...
were literally like, my mom was like, I had no idea. My mom's from the South, and that's how she talks. She's like, I had no idea my kids were like this.
Where in the South?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay, I'm from Oklahoma, so
Yeah.
I recognize that accent real quick. Did they have any interest, your parents, that is, in acting and music?
No, they were like,
is so
please go to
random.
college. We're like, F
No.
college. Like, there's nothing you can teach. Like, there's nothing that'll help us in college other than it'll get in the way of just jumping in. I mean, I went from high school into 9 Inch Nails like within a year of graduating, and like Trent was like, I'm putting a band together. I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm out of high school. I'm good.
Well,
Wow.
I was gonna say, because your brother, both of you are both fun to follow on Instagram, but your brother, he posted, I think, from your old house, and you were commenting on it, but it was like all your siblings were there, but just, it's amazing. Creativity. I mean, the talent that came from that.
In one family.
Yeah.
And we're blessed. And I think now that like there's been this resurgence with Filter and everything like
big
that.
Time. Yeah.
I feel like I just want to appreciate how fun it was and how fun it still is. And we're pumping out new records. We've got a brand new record out called The Algorithm, which I'm really proud of. It's a return to form. It sounds kind of like Tidal and Amalgamut. And
that's great.
And I'm still working on brand new music right now, and I'm just having the best time, and
I love it.
I just want to take it all in and have some humility in the process, because it was hard to get here. Like it was hard to like I've been doing this
here, right?
Yeah,
like, that's another
really
thing.
It's really hard, and I don't want to take it for granted at all, and I want to make sure that I'm continue to have a little humility in the process, because it's it is the greatest thing on planet Earth to get on stage in front of a lot of people and just belt something out and have them respond in such a way that's like, yeah, and we know what you're doing, Rich. Like
that's what we were doing in Concord on the side.
Absolutely, we were,
You
and
know?
actually we were backstage. We've been doing interviews. We haven't even been able to go out, but I heard you, and I was like, there they are. I hear it. It's incredible. So we were singing back here to you too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's super fun.
I love how humble you are.
Well, you gotta be at this rate. I mean, I'm 56. I've only got 30 years left. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, I'm an old person. You know, I gotta enjoy it. So, the cool thing is the grayer my hair gets, the better my voice sounds. Like.
Fantastic.
So like I'm like, it's a deal. Like,
and we call that Silver Fox.
Yeah,
so you're
thank
like
you.
you're in a good spot.
Hey, Keith Richards can do it.
Absolutely.
Keith, Mick, Bono, they're all my heroes.
They laid that
are
path
still,
out for everybody else,
exactly.
right? You can do it forever.
Keith, Mick, and all of them.
I love
Johnny
it.
Cash and whoever else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still do. Neil Diamond. You know, Paul McCartney.
So
all of them.
You have to promise us. You have to pinky swear right now. You'll never not do it.
I'm never giving up.
I love it. I love fantastic.
I love it. I love Filter. I love playing in front of people, and I am very, very happy in my life, and
that's great.
It's all because of the fans.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's
All
you.
right. Well, we have one more question for you, real quick. This
Sure.
is the question that we always end our interviews with. It's from the movie Almost Famous, from back in the time period.
That's
we were
our
talking
movie.
About.
That's
yes.
my wife and I's movie.
That's
like,
my movie too. It's my
yeah,
favorite movie of all time.
yeah,
So you
like-
well know. In the last frame, they ask, "What do you love about music?"
Well, straight up, it is the light in the darkness for me. It saved me when I was in school, and
Yep. This is why we asked that question.
Yeah. No, it's
good times.
We've asked Serge from System of a Down, Gavin Ross, so many people over the years that question and that
a
pause.
lot of people get that.
They
emotion.
pause, they think, they process, and it's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
Every answer is different.
Yeah.
It changed my life.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mozart.
Well, and because it changed your life, you and then doing what you do changed our lives.
Yeah.
And you're a big part of why we do what we do, right?
Yeah.
You know, and we play that music.
Seriously, no, like you were the soundtrack.
We're like crying.
No, but you're the soundtrack to our youth. We grew up loving MTV, the radio, just how we got music in the 90s, which inspired us to get into radio and then be able to have a conversation with you, a genuine conversation. This means everything to us. Like the long hours that we put in
it's
at
all
work,
worth it. Yeah. It's all worth it.
The things we deal with every day, behind the scenes that people don't get to see, but moments like this with you, be able to tell you how much you mean to us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it.
I totally forgot we're doing an interview. All right. Richard Patrick, Filter.